Oh, what's up, guys? I'm back for a minute, just a minute. My kids are about to wake up, so I'm gonna do a quick video. Okay, today we are going to look at TikTok. Jesus Christ! Today we are going to look at TikTok stick and poke tutorials, which I haven't watched any of them. I don't know what we're gonna see. Let's find out. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, quick disclaimer. I used to be a professional tattoo artist. I used to be licensed. I've worked in a few shops. I have a tattoo playlist if you're interested in checking that out to see my reviews of other tattoo videos. And I haven't made one of these in about a month, but I did upload a video yesterday of me tattooing myself and it was a fail. So if you want to see that, it's on there. All right, let's go.
Part 2. Okay, stick and pokes are permanent, so if they're fading that quickly, then you're not doing it right. It means you're probably not going deep enough. Anywho, a little disclaimer, all of these come sterilized. I buy them sterilized. You don't try and sterilize them yourself after you've already used them. Do not reuse needles. Just don't do it. I used a different needle on each of my family members. A different sterile needle.
I've reacted to her before. And this was an old one, but I remember saying everything she did was wrong. So just, if you find that video, if you recognize her, I recognize her. She didn't wear gloves a lot. Her placement was off a lot, but I don't know how often she tattoos or stick and pokes other people.
Okay, I'm not giving my grandma sepsis. Leave me alone. Alright, to latch the needle to this, what you have to do is you put this little green thing through the circle, which the nipple kit will come with, and then you stick it onto that. You see?
Cool. She got a little
secured it with like
handy dandy deal
stuff to make sure that the needle does not move around. Now, when you're doing the tattoo and you dip it in the ink, you're going at it. You want to listen for a pop. The pop of the skin is what indicates that it went deep enough, but not too deep.
See, that's something I'm not familiar with because I don't do stick and poke. Maybe in my next tattooing myself video, I will attempt a stick and poke on a super small scale and see what that pop sound actually is, because that made me nervous.
If it goes too deep, it'll bleed. But if you stop at the pop, it should be good. Come back for part 3.
Stick and poke tutorial. Okay, so she's got tutorial. Oh, didn't know that. A pen, ink on the pen, maybe? I think that's like a practice skin mat, but it's not clean. A towel, which I don't use anything fabric under my working surfaces because it just holds in bacteria and, you know, you can't reuse it with other people. Wipey. Wait, I'm confused. Oh, okay, we're using it on the thing. Okay. Ow. Okay. That's gonna look like pen. Make your cousin do it. Antibacterial wipes. You don't have gloves, so. Okay. Stick and poke tutorial. So we have the stuff on the station and they have the right idea. I'm not sure what is in that spray bottle, but they have supplies. It's just your surface area is too small. So they're like wrapping the entire table and then putting all their stuff on that setup. You don't need all that stuff on your setup. You should keep all of that in a separate space, and you have your working station and then you have your supply station. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So you want that stuff. Doesn't need to be around there. I mean, it's stick and poke, so I assume there's not like a crazy amount of spray going on, unlike a machine, because if you dip it and then depending on the ink, how watery it is, or even just cleaning out the tube and getting water in it, it can actually just spray everywhere. But imagine you flick your needle out, you will get a spray. So I think personally, you just keep everything away from it and you're good. Hand sanitizer, gloves. I like how she put the hairband on there to keep it tighter, but you can't really keep the hairband. Got a little stencil solution. I've never seen it in a spray bottle before, which is very interesting to me because I feel like that will hold bacteria in the cap. I don't like spray bottles. I don't like the, I like the handle spray bottles for cleaning, but not for anything involving the tattooing process itself. A jelly. You stuck it on the skin, but you don't re-dip. I don't know if she re-dips. Also, at least in this one, they're using a hard surface to demonstrate because you do need a solid surface when you attempt these things. Okay.
So I'm going to give a tutorial on how I make my own stick and pokes. For example, the smiley face over here, I'll use that as an example. I have this ink that I got from a website. If you want the website link, just DM me on Instagram. My link is in my bio. Make sure you use nail polish remover or alcohol to
nail polish remover. I've not
and make
seen
sure
that.
you only use ink that's meant for the skin.
Okay, I gotta make a quick comment. Her bedroom is super cute. Just saying. I love that. What is that? It's like beadboard on the ceiling. I love that. Plant's cute. Everything's
so
cute.
What I do is I normally dip the pen in the ink, and if you can see, there's like a small dot at the end.
Yes.
So what I do is for example, for the mouth of it, I'm gonna lay the ink on the side, like that, on it, and then I'm gonna stick it. It's kind of hard.
I like that idea because, I mean, you're seeing all these different techniques to how to have the ink stay on the needle without re-dipping and doling out your needle. And if you just put the ink on your skin, if it's small scale like that, then you just already have it on there. I like that. That's a good idea.
Hard to see my stick and poke when I do this, but yeah, it's just easy for me to.
It is harder to see, but that's also basically what you do with tattooing anyways. You have to learn how to read where you're applying that ink without necessarily being able to see it because that ink is coming out onto your canvas anyways. So, yeah, that makes sense.
Get the ink on my skin. And
I like
it's
that.
gonna take a few rounds and a few tries, so yeah. So I'm
not, normal comment, not wearing gloves. She's doing it herself. I don't know what the surface or the setup area looks like, but I like those techniques. That's really cool. What's next?
Alright, this is what I'm tattooing on myself right now.
Oof, you got some work going on. That's big. Big.
Just
okay.
for reference, it's in the works, but it's obviously not done yet. But for my stick and pokes, I use Yulong tattoo needles.
I have those, and I'm not a fan of them. And I describe my hatred for them in my tattooing myself video because their shaders suck. Their liners, I don't mind because they have some really good like round liners that definitely do what I want them to do, but I hate their shaders.
Those from Amazon. I use them because they come with different thicknesses, so like for different line types. And then for ink,
I get mine with the tubes
don't use
included,
pen ink,
but
don't use eyeliner, don't
suck.
use anything like that. Use India ink. I use Bombay.
I don't know what that
And
is.
it's Dr. P.H. Martin's, I guess, but I use it because it comes in all these different colors, and I have different colored ones, so that's what I use for that.
Okay.
And that concludes the tutorial.
Oh, wow.
Alright, this is what...
Okay. First of all, I really like the knee tattoo of the I think that's a horse. I might be wrong. Don't fault me for it. That might be a horse or yeah, it's a horse. Okay. I really like that one a lot. That one's really dope. I think using actual tattoo ink would be more beneficial than the like the calligraphy ink because you can get it has a different viscosity to it, you know? So when you get a thicker ink and it just applies better into the skin. It helps. It's also like brighter, and it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's just brighter. Yeah, I can't think of the word right now. I'm tired. It's like 5 a.m. I think the ink goes a long way, depending on what you're using. So if you're struggling to keep the color vibrant, that's the word. If you're struggling to keep it vibrant, I would suggest just getting like some cheap ink you can get off of Amazon. It's like Kurosumi. That's what I usually get. They come in a variety of colors. You can mix them. I like them. They're a bit thicker, so it's easier to keep it on the skin and apply it while you're going. I like it.
Today I'm going to do a stick and poke tutorial. I did this one yesterday, and this is the outline for the one today. So first draw your...
Why? It's gonna fall out. Wait, it might not fall out. You have to really hammer in palm tattoos because they still fade really heavy. But you gotta hammer them in.
Draw your outline. I then wipe it down with hydrogen peroxide. I don't know if you're supposed to do this, but it works for me, and I haven't gotten an infection. Use Lidocaine Gel if you're scared of needles like me.
Lidocaine is awesome. There are some warnings against it, like you have to use it very sparingly, or you can just like OD on it, I think. So, also another thing you can get from like any pharmacy is Bactine Spray. You know, it's like the kids spray for boo-boos. It's a menthol spray, and it helps, you know, give like a tingly effect while you're getting a tattoo. I really like it. You can add it to your green soap, or give it a spray in between breaks, basically. I like it. I haven't used it in forever, but I have enjoyed it. It also reduces swelling, which is really nice because stick and poke is a process. So
I ordered some sterilized tattoo needles off of Amazon, individually packaged.
3 round liner.
This is the ink
very,
I ordered.
very
It's
small.
meant for tattoos. So I've gone
Mom's
over it
ink.
twice, and what
It is real ink.
Go over
It's not
it
great
until
ink, but
like as
it's
thick as
real.
you want, like this one. Okay, so now I've gone over it like probably 30 times.
Yeah,
and
probably.
This is a really important...
I think that is pretty set in there. You can just like see like the individual, just the tiny spaces in between. I think that one's not gonna stick in as well, and you have a bit of blowout in there, but it is a semi-solid tattoo.
So after you wash your hands, you're gonna want to use Antibacterial Ointment.
Now, she's pulling out all these different products, but the point is, I assume you can use these, just you need to set them up before you start tattooing so you don't cross-contaminate. Just saying.
On top of it. And then it's really important to keep it sealed with a Band-Aid or saran wrap for up to 2 to 6 hours.
Alright, for me, that's a myth. I don't do that. I do a dry heal, so I'll leave some petroleum jelly on it for about half an hour, and then I will completely clean all of the blood and goo off, and I will not touch it. It really depends on the scale that you're working with, because if you're doing like heavy, if it's just all exposed skin and everything is open, I suggest, you know, doing ointments and like preventing cracks and stuff like that. But if you have skin that isn't opened in between everything, especially with like lining and stuff, I don't do anything. That's up to whoever's dealing with their own stuff, but I enjoy dry heal method, so I don't really do any coverings or anything like that. I let it seal up and dry as quickly as possible.
A quick PSA, this is just how I do it. I'm not a professional at...
Right, so she's having her exposed tattoo while she's in the same hand as her ointment, so that is a cautionary thing, is you should already have a little dip of that. You should already have that out on your station before you apply it to your open tattoo.
Also, do not try this if you haven't done your research, and I'm not encouraging stick and pokes. Thank you for watching. Today I'm going to do a stick and poke tutorial.
Here's how to draw and place a designed tattoo.
Oh, that's
First,
cute.
you need to choose an area of your body. It's really difficult to tattoo over bone. I'd recommend somewhere fleshier.
That's true. I have a tattoo, like my worst tattoo, short, and it is right on my ankle bone, basically, and used a rotary and ended up like cutting up my ankle really bad.
Choose an area
not
of
a
space
fun
that complements
area.
that area of your body and make yourself some guidelines. Measure those guidelines and use those measurements to make a box. This is the amount of room you have for your tattoo. Stick and pokes are usually very simple, but if you're a skilled artist, you can make it as detailed as you want. But do try to focus on bold lines and shading. Once your design is in your box, practice outlining it. Use a very fine-tipped pen.
I also like those pens.
And
those
stipple
are really
over
nice.
all your shadows and go back over your line work.
I can dig it.
I recommend doing this several times so that you're really familiar with your design. You can use tracing paper to experiment with different ways of shading. Once you are really satisfied with your design, it's good to experiment with different dot spacing and patterns, and tweaking details can really elevate your design. Now take the first layer of your transfer paper, trace your design, and then restack it and firmly draw over that design. And now your stencil is ready for transfer. Here's how to draw in place.
I like that. It's an adorable little design. I want to do one like that.
Hi, if you're 14 and giving yourself a...
All I see is hair. Like, I know it's not hair, but it's like fake fur. Why?
I promise you it looks like a pen doodle on your leg.
Why are you rubbing it in there? Why are you tattooing in that?
More experience, because that shit looks dumb as hell and you'll regret it. I speak from experience here.
Oh, please don't ruin your rug. It's so cute.
I promise you.
That's cute. I like that. That's that's a good looking piece. Why did you put it under that though? Why are we doing the aesthetic thing? I don't... Mind them eyes. Those are very solid stick and poke so far. That's a pretty decent first pass. They've been pretty solid about it. Yeah, it is important to get as little passes as possible, because you are just like torturing your skin and just like weakening its integrity. Thought my kids were up. It's just my dog. Okay. Hi, Lana. What are you doing? What are you doing? No. Up. Going up. Go lay down. I'm sorry, I confused you. Up. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good done. All the pets in the world.
So I got a lot of comments like this on my last stick and poke video, and I'm feeling the urge to give myself another tattoo. So let's do it. As promised, I'm gonna take you through everything start to finish. This is the spider I did in the last video.
Oh, I like
it's supposed to be part of like a...
That's actually like a very solid spider.
And then you take a ballpoint pen and you trace the image with a good amount of pressure.
True.
Okay, so that's what you should end up with. You then lift
nice looking stencil.
The transfer sheet and you cut out your image.
Are those manicure scissors? Those are tiny. Bro, I got the same fucking table. It's so annoying. They get like these little like heat marks on them, and like what am I thinking of? Like the varnish like wipes off the top. It's stupid annoying. I sprayed like alcohol on it the other day and a bunch of it came off, which is already fucked up, but it's like, you don't put a paper towel on top of it. That is a wood surface. You need some plastic over it for sure. We're using multiple needles, which is cool.
I just wiped everything down and I'm about to do the transfer.
Okay. We're doing the old school deodorant, which works. It's just not great for reapplicating, and it doesn't last as long. Some people make their own home style deodorant, Pine Sol solution that kind of helps more. But
now let's start poking. So people were also asking for like tutorials on how to poke. The
light source. Hey, I think her gloves are good. I think they fit well. I think the way she's like positioning her hand, she is gonna get like some residue on her bed sheet though, which kind of bugs me, but
really no,
she's going for it. That's a good placement because the skin is really tight and you can get a good stretch on it.
I'm gonna finish this and I'll show you when it's done. Okay, it's been like 3 hours.
Lana, stop it.
I'll go clean it up and show you guys.
Oh, blog post, she's got a little bin for it.
Here she is. I'm gonna do some shading, but not today.
That is tomorrow's problem. So I got a lot of comments like,
I like her artistic capability. I think she used a good needle size for it, and so it's very bold and very saturated. I think it came out really good. I like that.
Okay, quick life hack for my edgy kids with strict parents. So once you have your stick and poke and it's all healed up and shit, just cover it up with Sharpie. Just go right over it.
Yeah, buddy.
And it'll look, you know, like you were just drawing on yourself. You know? And a lot of people use Band-Aids, but that kind of attracts attention, and then you just got to be, like, making up stories all the time about how you got injured in the same place for, like, a year straight, and that's kind of sus, so it's just easier to do this. Here's my first one. I've had it for, like, 3 years. It's pretty shitty, but they still don't even know about it, and it's on my finger.
Aww.
Like, how do you even hide that with Sharpie, you know?
Yeah, they just think you're quirky.
Hey.
Yeah, I actually like that little tip, because my first tattoo I got when I was, like, 17, and I put it right below my neck. So if I wore a t-shirt, it was poking out above the t-shirt. I wore a jacket constantly. And we ended up going camping, and my parents ended up just going like, dude, we know you got a tattoo. Your sister snitched on you the night you got it. And I was like, God damn it. My mom like came up behind me the night I got it and was like rubbing my back because my sister immediately went into her room and told her like 5 minutes after I showed her my tattoo. So... yeah, I mean, they're not as mad as you think. I mean, it'd be okay. It'd be alright. I feel like this is the dumbest thing you can get on yourself, but the aesthetic, I understand. Yeah, you can do that. That's a good stencil. So, bar Irish Spring, yeah. Some Old Spice. Yeah, at least you have one. That's a good first layer. Yay. I want to watch that again because that was really satisfying to watch. Oh, look at that. That is so cool. Oh, it's like a Grim Reaper scythe with a little thing hanging out the mouth, and that is so dope. I feel like this is one of those like purely aesthetic videos where I'm not like crazy about the execution, but I really like the aesthetic of it. Also, you're putting a new tattoo next to a really new, like a fresh tattoo. So careful of the jelly and bacteria of wiping into it because you can irritate it really bad. But see how that's like already touching into that? You're still just like forcing, you're still pressing contaminants into that. It's a really nice, I really like the way it looks. It looks really solid. It's just you either wait a couple weeks or you just move it to where you're not gonna touch it at all. Also, if y'all have tattooed yourself and you are aware of the positioning of certain things, it is so hard to tattoo something upside down because you have to like take it in your mind, like the composition of it, and just flip it. And that sucks, and I hate doing that. Also, them some baby teeth. Those are the little 5-round liner. That's a good size, I think. She is super pretty. That's a cool... It's cute! This is not... like, these are probably, like... when I think of, like, surfaces, I feel like this is, like, the most porous, annoying thing to ever clean. Is specifically these types of blankets. So as much as I hate blankets, I hate cleaning these blankets the most. They are the devil. Okay, so she's got gloves. She's still got that surface under her. Those baby teeth are gonna be hell. This is probably not going to stick in very well, but I think it's like that really light, dainty aesthetic. So, you know, it's very easy to pass over it again. It's very easy to do touch-ups and stuff like that because it's so delicate. Okay, those baby teeth are gonna be just a little thick blob at some point. Just do some white highlights. You be good. Just pack in some white and then it will just like border that black from coming in and smudging it all up. And I think I'm done. God, I have a headache. I have like a legitimate headache right now. Oh, I've been congested for days now. Jesus Christ. Is there like a smudge on my wall or something, or is that the computer? It's right there. What is that? Is that a ghost? Alrighty. Well, that was my video for the day. But I was very excited to get up at 5 this morning and get myself a little prepared to do a video. And I hope you liked it. And if you haven't seen all of my other videos, I think this is number 53 in my tattoos playlist. So I've got some stuff for y'all to watch if you're into it. But that's it for today, guys. I'll see you around sometime. Bye.
TikTok. Jesus Christ.